Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Katie and today we are doing a discussion video, Drinks with Katie. I recently decided to do a series called Coffee with Katie and I started that off by drinking tea and now I'm doing a discussion video for this little series and I'm drinking hard cider, so maybe we'll just turn it into beverages with Katie or drinks with Katie, or it'll just be one big joke and I'll never actually drink coffee while discussing things. But let's get into it. Today I'm going to be talking about my love-hate relationship with Sarah J Maas. Now, if you guys do not know, aka you're brand freaking new here, Sarah J Maas is the author of the young adult fantasy Throne of Glass series, as well as the new adult fantasy Court of Thorns and Roses series. Both best-selling and highly rated and highly talked about and promoted by book reviewers and general people alike, including myself. I have read almost all of her books that she has published. I'm in the middle of Empire of Storms. And I just want to talk about my love-hate relationship with Sarah J Maas. So let's just get into it. Now, obviously, since I keep reading her books, I like Sarah J Maas. I think she is a fantastic storyteller. I think she writes great books. I love her characters. I think her storytelling abilities is very unique, and I think it's fun and action-packed, and it's just something that I really enjoy reading. Sarah J Maas has this way with words that just suck you in, and she has this way with characters that just suck you in, and she has this way with romance that just sucks you in. I do have a few problems with Sarah J Maas, and I'm going to be addressing them today. First of all, I got myself all glammed up because Sarah J Maas can't write books about people that aren't pretty, which really bothers me. I mean, if you think about it, every single person in her books is gorgeous. Drop dead hot abs of steel, long blonde hair, beautiful voluptuous curves. You name it, they have it. I cannot think of a single character that has like a character trait that's not considered beautiful, like a distinct character trait that's not considered beautiful. Like, none of her characters have big noses or crooked smiles or, you know, really broad shoulders unless you're a hulking female. And that is something that I think is very poor representation, which we'll get to more later on, like actual representation. But that's just something I wanted to get out of the way because I think that she writes descriptions beautifully, but she only writes about pretty people, and that just kind of bugs me. I want to see more characters like what Rainbow Rowell writes, where she says her characters are bottom heavy or pear-shaped or have a really wide widow's peak. I just reread Fangirl, which I forgot to put in my wrap up. But I love the way Rainbow Rowell describes characters because they all have unique physical traits that aren't considered typically gorgeous to society. And I think Sarah J Maas needs to get on that. Girl, get on that. Second, I want to talk about the destruction of characters in this book in particular. And I think where her character development is done well, it's with Aelin and Selena. I think the character arc of Selena / Aelin made a whole lot of sense and it progressed logically in my opinion. The two characters that I mainly want to focus on for this topic is Kyla and Rowan. I feel like both of these characters changed so much in like 50 pages that it was really hard for me to grasp what was happening. Kyla's character was deconstructed so much that it didn't feel like the same character anymore. And same with Rowan. I mean, Rowan in Heir of Fire and Rowan in Queen of Shadows are two completely different people. And maybe if Rowan was introduced like she's writing him in Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storms, I would like him a little bit better. But because he was such a D-bag in Heir of Fire, I don't really like him as a character, and he's the main love interest in this book. It's just very frustrating to me to see some of this character development, especially because I genuinely usually like characters when they're first introduced with Sarah J Maas, but as they go on and on, I get really frustrated with them. The next thing I want to touch on, which also counts for Queen of Shadows a little bit, but the disjoint between A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury really frustrated me. I love A Court of Mist and Fury. One of my favorite reads of last year. I thought it was a huge step up from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I didn't hate Court of Thorns and Roses. I know a lot of people have issues with that book, but it felt so weird and disjointed to have these two books be a part of the same series, and I feel like Sarah J Maas just flips things on its head almost too much sometimes that it doesn't work. And that's, I'm not gonna say, I love Akamath. I love Akamath. I cannot wait for the last one because hopefully she won't flip things back around on us again. But you have to admit that A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury feel, aside from Feyre, feel very much like books from a different series, at least to me. Let me know if anyone else feels that way. That's how I feel. And my last point is the representation in Sarah J Maas's books. I do truly believe that Sarah J Maas needs more representation in her books. I think she needs more LGBTQ representation. I think she needs more people of color in her books. And I do think she needs more diverse, like, non-beautiful people. And I don't think it's gonna change with the Throne of Glass series. It has a little bit for A Court of Mist and Fury, but not as much as people would like. And this is a big issue with Sarah J Maas's books, and I know a lot of people talk about that, and I just want to say that I feel the same exact way. There needs to be more diversity in this book, point blank. I'm not even gonna try and explain myself more as to why, because y'all know why. Y'all get it. There needs to be more diversity. So that is it for my Drinks with Katie episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!